All right, HDR versus a single shot. This is arguably one of the most important things. My career has been defined a lot as a professional photographer by this word HDR, which means high dynamic range. It is a photography process. It's a software-driven process, and essentially, in order to get hired, succeed, continue to grow here, in order to impress me, you need to become an HDR photography expert. Basically, what it is instead of the camera, when we take a picture, instead of taking one photo, it takes a multiple photos. Usually it's 3 or 5 or 7. Right now we're doing 5. And they're at different brightness levels. And the reason you do that is especially for shooting real estate or the insides of restaurants or businesses, cameras don't see as well as our eyes do. So you shoot 5 different exposures at different lighting and then blend them together to get a more balanced photo that resembles more like the way our eyes see. It's really important for spaces and architecture and basically everything that we shoot. We're shooting some form of HDR. So you really need to understand what HDR is, how to blend it. We provide the training, but it is really important that you understand this. Mainly because when you get the files, some of them are going to be single photos and some of them are going to be brackets. If they're brackets, that's what HDR is. A bracket is one of the 5 individual shots that is taken. And the file names, it'll be in the file name. You'll be able to see which ones are brackets, which ones are single shots. But the key to it is you've got to process those brackets into HDR through Photomatics first. Not all of them are going to be like that. That's the key. Like we don't always shoot HDR because mainly to save time and makes it easier to edit. You'll like single shots better because they're easier to edit. You don't have to run it through Photomatics. But there are times where we have to shoot HDR. If it's a real estate listing, if it's a beach house, if it's a restaurant, if it's anything, we're on the beach, so a lot of times there's a view out the window that you got to show because it's a restaurant or something, and that's why people want to go there is because they want to see the view. And HDR is really the only real way we can get it because our photographers are going around shooting these photos, and we're sneaking around. Sometimes we don't ask permission to be there; we just go and do it. And HDR really helps us get really high quality professional photos. So your main job is you're going to get a pile of photos every day, and some of them will be brackets, and you need to identify those brackets, process them quickly with Photomatics. You're going to have a specialized preset for Photomatics. There's a specific look we're going for. We don't, you'll develop your own style. We're always going to be improving that, but we want everything to be consistent. And you need to be able to process them fast. I mean, I believe in batching, automation. The faster, the better. The best quality we can do fast. I don't want you hand editing everything. I know there are other ways. There are all kinds of ways you can edit, a raw photo, but we're not doing DNG RAWs at this point in time for a whole variety of reasons. I know you can hand blend HDRs. I'm a photography expert. I know everything about it. Our system is our system right now. We're open to ideas, but, this is the way. So you need to learn our system, but mainly you need to learn about HDR, what it is, and I'm like the biggest HDR photo nerd in the world. So if you want to get in my good graces, talk about HDR with me. All right, that is that.